Hey, it's Jack from Alpha Charts with a long view video. Today is November 30th, 2023. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. All right, so this is a long view video. Oh yeah, I'm on Twitter at AlphaCharts365. Follow me there. And if you haven't done so, please follow my YouTube channel. Okay, that's out of the way. Let's get into the charts. Long view. So we're doing monthly charts. And we have just candles with a 50-month moving average. And we have a MACD on the bottom. Okay, everything's on the monthly time frame. Keeping it simple. The whole point of this video is to look at the structure and see if we can, see any glistens from the big, any information from the big picture, right? Taking a big step backwards. So that's what we're doing today. I am using Deep View. If you're interested in Deep View, go to deepview.com. All right, let's get going. Starting with bonds. Bonds on the monthly has this bear flag, which started to break down. We did get a very strong bounce back rally this month, but still pretty ugly until if and when price gets back above 75-ish or so. So bonds still look pretty rough, but nice reversal bar. So we'll see if that continues. Moving on to the Dow Jones. By the way, we're going to go through every sector, every index, all the SPY sectors, and then I'm going to go through also the 18 or so mega cap stocks. Okay, again, it gives a good feel of what's going on. Dow Jones Industrial, you see is trying to do a little, back and forth on the MACD. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I really don't trade off the MACD, but, giant uptrend from the 09 bottom. And then to me, this is just a consolidation. There's your 50-month, just, still an uptrend. Nothing's here except for a consolidation near all-time highs. That's hard to be upset. It has that cup and handle look to it as well on the monthly, right? So there's your Dow Jones Industrial with a monthly, cup, and there's your little handle right there, right? And then we'll bring out to the upside. That looks pretty good. IWM. So IWM hasn't looked good in a while, and I have a lot of stuff on this particular chart, but just looking at the structure, it got back down to this 160, 161-ish or so area, and it really just kind of ripped higher right off of it. So very well could get back up to this 200, but really just has been in this range really for a long time, right? Got down to it back in January of 2022, and really has been in this, this general range for a while. So IWM, again, may have some room to the upside, but just very range bound. Mid caps, not that much different than IWM, but really the big difference is the pullback wasn't quite as severe here. And it's just, made this higher low from here and there. And then this is holding. So this is the new really important area, right? 428-ish. And I think you could very easily get back up to the 500. But again, still in this longer term range, which has been in place really for a long time, right? So we'll see. Again, a lot of indecision, but it bounced right off of the 50-month here and here. So that's the positive, right? It's bouncing up right off the 50-month as it's trying to move higher. So that's pretty good. Looking at the Qs, very much like the Dow Jones Industrial, has just a nice cup and handle look to it, right? And so that's bullish, right? Nice bullish. You also have the nice bullish cross right there. So I like that a lot. Your SPY looks exactly the same way. Again, big cup and handle. And you have a bullish MACD cross down here. One of the most bullish things we have is the monthly MACD cross. and it crossed right in here. Again, we did get a little bit of a pullback afterwards, but it never crossed again. So everything looks really good in Qs and SPY. So I love that. Let's get into the sectors now. We have materials first. Not looking great. Sideways movement, respecting the 50-month, but again, there's nicer things out there than materials. There's your communication. We have the cross way back here, right, in April, May, and breaking out of this little area right there, and it looks like it wants higher. So communications looks pretty good. Energy cross to the downside here. Definitely something that I'm not interested in on the monthly chart, right? So I should be taking notes, right? The whole point of this. So I'm like in SPY, like the Qs, right? They both look really good. I liked XLC. That looks really good. Here's XLF. So XLF is kind of interesting because looks like we're about to get that bullish MACD cross in XLF. And when we, on the monthly time frame, you see how this area or so, right above it, right, is really, really important, this 3650-ish area. So breakout there would be pretty strong, especially if we get the cross, a break higher. So financials are looking interesting. They're emerging, right? They're emerging. XLF. Look at industrials. A little wobbly on the MACD, but overall has that same very similar cup and handle-ish look to it. Right? That's basically what it looks like. So industrials look pretty good. XLI. Looking at XLK. I mean, as good as it gets right there because it actually broke out. Right, there's your cup and handle. I mean, it's beautiful. MACD, bullish cross, very, very strong. Looks like the best so far. XLP, not very good looking right there. Not near all-time highs. Keep moving. Real estate looks terrible. Utilities looks terrible. Healthcare. So healthcare has had a very long consolidation. There's your 50-month right there, but we're really not seeing that MACD cross yet. I think there's better looking names. Not interested. So here is consumer discretionaries. And again, not nearly as strong as some of the other names, but we did get that cross and things are starting to look a little bit better on the monthly. So it's a decent look. I'd put in the emerging XLY. So again, things that I'm going to start watching for more and more names to set up. A bunch I already have. But so looking at SPYs, Qs, communications, some industrials, and technology, right? That is the strongest looking names. You see XOK already broke out. That's a big one. Industrials right above it, trying to break out. It's right there. And then we have communications. Again, it took a really hard fall, so very strong comeback. And already crossed and is breaking out of this area right there. So that all looks good. Let's go on to the mega caps. All right, so let us get rid of this, and we're just going to do straight up alphabet. All right, starting with Apple. And here is Apple, and obviously on short time frames, I have all kinds of things drawn on there, but I don't need them really, right? So let's just get them off of here. There we go. Apple right near all-time highs. Nothing bad about that. Looks like the MACD is crossing back up. So a little indecision there in Apple. All right. So that's to be noted, right? It looks like maybe a cup with a high handle, but hasn't broken out yet. There's Amazon. That was one I actually have a position in. I love this cup and handle look. You see, I already drew it in there. And let's see if I can get this. There we go. There's your cup and handle, and it's trying to break out on the monthly. We already have the cross right there. I mean, that looks really, really good. I think, right? If it reverses, we'd be out of it. But Amazon, I think it goes a little bit more in the consumer discretionary kind of bucket, XLY bucket, right? Avongo, semiconductor name, very, very strong look as well. Looks great. Berkshire Hathaway, again, has that kind of cup and handle-ish look to it. It is bullish on the MACD cross, so that looks good. Google, I mean, big part of the communication sector, and you can see how this one is not too far from all-time highs, and I think as long as it's above 120-ish, I think that Google looks really, really good. Again, you have the MACD cross back over here. Johnson & Johnson looks terrible. JP Morgan, not bad, right? So XLF was emerging, and JP Morgan looks not bad at all. Let's just kind of get a bigger picture here, and you see how it's a nice uptrend, and hasn't done anything wrong yet, right? You can almost see, like, I don't know how that works, something like this. Yeah, something like that. Beautiful uptrend from the 2011 lows, right? Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Went from 28 to 156. Eli Lilly, just an absolute beast, went parabolic. MasterCard, let's kind of zoom in a little bit here. Again, breaking out right at all-time highs. 10% month, just a gigantic month. Oh my gosh. And breaking out to all-time highs. So MasterCard looks great. Meta tried to move higher. I mean, still a good month, 8.6, but it just wasn't ready yet. And so maybe it'll need a little bit more time, but super strong. It's hard to deny that. And then just took basically 3 months off, and 4 months, we'll call it, and move sideways from here. Microsoft, I closed that trade out today, actually. And maybe it was too soon, right? On the monthly, when you look at it, right, you have, again, a prior uptrend. We don't need to, belabor that too much. But you see how strong this prior uptrend was. Like crazy, right? 2012, boom. Bounced nicely up to 50-month, right? Had a whoopsie breakout here. That just created the handle, right? I mean, that's right there. There's your cup and handle. There's a cup. There's your handle. I mean, phenomenal, right? Looks great. NVIDIA, still a bullish look to it. You have the up. There's your touch back to the 50-month, right? Now it's back up again in just consolidating. On the monthly, a fairly tight range, right? It's kind of a cup and high handle. Not doing anything wrong yet. But again, the break will be the direction we watch. Tesla, it's sitting and bounced right off the 50-month. This is the kind of trend line, and it has not crossed bullish in the MACD. There's better looking names out there. Taiwan Semi, same thing, better looking names out there. So this is interesting. United Healthcare. Now, healthcare doesn't look all that good, but United Healthcare, the biggest component, looks real good. Again, 3.3% on the month, 6 the last month, 5 the month before that. It's never going to be a big mover. It's a healthcare name, but you're about to get the bullish cross here. Maybe this is where it kind of comes in for a little handle, right? Like we've seen in so many other places, and then the breakout. If you want a healthcare name, this one looks pretty darn good. Visa, there's your beautiful breakout. Again, we have just a cup, little handle, breakout, done. Walmart. Now that's interesting. There's a false breakout. That's a whoopsie, right? Tried to move higher, couldn't, and got pushed back down. And you're seeing the MACD starting to cross to the lower side. That's really interesting. Obviously looks terrible. And XOM, it's our energy component. in this general range right here, right? You see it's kind of sideways, but you have a bearish MACD cross. I don't think there's any reason to be involved in energy right now. So there you go. Real quick, short, to the point. What looks good? A lot of cup and handles out there. You know, something like Amazon looks fantastic. There's a few others out there that I drew in there. I think Microsoft looks really good, right? You know, just got to get good entry. A few others. Anyway, my assessment, right? Because that's, you know, what do we think after all this? You know, things look really good, right? They're setting up nicely for a move higher. And then we have nice levels, right? We can work against, right? So if Microsoft comes back in below 345, right? There's no reason to be long Microsoft, right? And as long as it's above 345, it's either moving sideways or going higher. So that's a good, you know, and again, a lot of nice MACD crosses. And one of the most bullish things you could have is a monthly MACD cross, and we have that on the SPY. So that's always good, as well as the Qs. And so again, everything looks really good. All right. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget, like and subscribe. And I do appreciate you guys watching. Take care. Bye-bye.